What is up, guys? It's Christian, Cross Before the Crown. If you're new here, I am a nobody who likes to lift weights and teaches other people how to lift weights. And that's about it. But today we have Upper Body Day. Welcome to the vlog. And it should be good. I feel great. And yeah, man, it's a good day today. Yesterday was rough, but today's a new day. So it should be better. Just should be better. It's not going to be hard to beat yesterday. But, yeah, man. Good to go. Yeah, dude. Every day's a good day, man. Especially the hard days. In fact, I would say the hard days are the better days. Because it tests you. The hard days test you. They tested me. And they're sure as hell going to test you, too. But it's during those days where you grow, where you become more of who you were meant to be, or supposed to be, stronger. You are more meeting your potential. And so, yeah, we're gonna kick ass regardless of how we feel, because that's just what's necessary, man. Like, when it comes to consistency in the gym, there's only one option, and that's to just do it, to just keep going, and to keep getting it done, man. You get after it and you keep getting after it. It's that simple. It doesn't matter how you feel. Like, people who are struggling with consistency, like, gotta understand, like, there's only, like, we like to play mental gymnastics with ourselves, trying to motivate ourselves or inspire ourselves to get into the gym, when in reality, like, you just gotta go. There's only one option. There's only one way to go. And everybody does it. And you just go. And you go again. And you go again. And when the going gets tough and you have a really hard day, a busy day, it doesn't matter. You go anyway, right? And I get it. Sometimes you literally can't. I get that, right? But most of the time, that's not the case. Most of the time, it's us making excuses as to why we can't, right? I would say, like, the moments where we, like, absolutely cannot train, when it's, like, scheduled, when we know we should, I would say about, like, 99% of the time, it's just us making excuses, and we can fit it in. We just are terrible at managing our time. And it happens to all of us, right? Me too, right? Especially now, when I'm training 2 times per day, 7 days a week. 4 of those sessions are resistance training sessions. The rest are, like, rucking, cardio type stuff. But you do what you gotta do to fit it in. Consistency is very simple. Doesn't mean it's easy, right? It means doing the things that will eventually become mundane and monotonous, but you gotta do it anyway. That's the secret, you know? And the secret is getting used to doing the monotonous things over and over again, understanding that it's those things, and sometimes the smallest things, that are the most important things to get done. So, yeah. When it comes to consistency, man, you just gotta go. You just can't stop. Like, no matter what, you gotta make it non-negotiable, and you gotta raise your discipline. Discipline is a skill, and you can do it. But yeah, that's a little bit on consistency. We got push-pull today. Let's kick some ass. I'll see you guys in there. All right, guys. We are starting with the weighted pull-up. Start off with my slow rep as usual. Have a 95-pound plate tied to me. But, yep, focusing on getting that chin over the bar. Full stretch at the bottom. But again, I'm still holding tension on the shoulder capsules. I'm not just dead hanging. That's bad. Do not do that. Again, do not do that. It's really bad for you. But, yeah, I did find myself swinging a little bit here. So I had to kind of brush my feet on the ground just to stop that, which is unfortunate. But I did add a 10-pound plate on this rep, which you can't see because it's on the other side of the 25. I promise it's there. I'm not lying to you. But this was definitely the hardest rep here. Actually, you know what? Hang on. That might have been the first rep. Or set. It was the first set. The first set I had the 10 on. Now it's off. Yeah, sorry. This was a drop set. And I just wanted to get the first set in to be the strongest one because it's always downhill from the first set. So that's why I had it on the first set. These next two I do not, but I was pretty cashed, as you can see here on the second set. Third and final, again, slow and steady up, slow and steady down, always for the first rep. Then I'm going to rep out the rest here. A little bit of body English. You know what? It is what it is, man. It had to happen, all right? I'm guilty as charged. But I think I made like 7 here, I think. 7, and then I have to... Actually, I think I make it 8. Either way, yeah, I had to take a little break here. And then I finish off these last 2, make them nice and crisp. I waited about 30 seconds before I got back in to get these last ones, and it was rough, man. So I wanted to have a nice slow eccentric on the way down to finish the set. And you know what? For shits and gigs, I decided to do a drop set. Body weight. And yeah, I decided to just go nice, slow and control on the way up and down. See how many I can rake up here. I don't really remember how much I got here, but I wasn't really focusing on reps. I was just focusing on the pain. And that was it, to be honest with you. That's it. No more. That's all I could do. From there, we're moving on to the dumbbell incline bench press, one of my favorites. I went up to 85 pounds today. Really focusing on controlled reps, utilizing the stretch reflex at the bottom there to propel the dumbbells up. And yeah, good reps. They felt good. I felt the nice stretch at the very bottom there. And I can't complain, man. This was fun. Very fun exercise. I love doing this. Again, big inhale at the bottom and then explode through the lungs at the top, exhaling. And yeah, that's the first set. I do 10 reps here. And this is pretty good. This is definitely an improvement from last week. Definitely progress here. I used 80. I did do a little bit slower of a tempo last week, but these felt really good. And so definitely progress. I increased on volume a ton on this exercise. So I'm satisfied with that. And as you can see, it's starting to get a little difficult. You can see it in my face, see it in my arms are shaking. But we knock it out for the second set. And this is the third set. I don't count that first pickup. That's first rep there. And yeah, we going. And this one was a grinder. This one was rough. I'm focusing in, start to slow down. I think I make it to 7, I believe. Yeah, I make it to 7 before, GTO start activating. My muscles are like, nope, we're done. And so it's like, okay, I will give you some time. So I rested 45 seconds and then got right back to finishing off these final 3 reps. And my chest was pumped after this. Again, I always finish what I start, no matter what. Bring it back down, nice and easy. That's it. Set 3 completes. And then from here, we move on to the dumbbell single arm rows, 3-point stance. I wanted to get a wider pull to emphasize more of the upper back instead of the lats, because I did a lot of lats with weighted pull-ups. And so I went a little bit lighter on the dumbbells. I think this is 55. I can't really see. I can't remember. Yeah, it was 55. And yeah, slow and steady here. Kind of flared the elbow out a little bit more to emphasize the upper body and upper back, I should say. And did 3 sets of 10. I don't usually do this exercise. I hardly ever do this exercise the way that I'm doing it here with a flared out elbow. I usually just do like a standard 3-point dumbbell row where I'm really trying to activate the lats and not really doing that here. So I decided to start off light and to see how it felt. I could have gone heavier, but again, this is the lighter of my upper body days, so I'm not really trying to drive this too hard here. It's going to help me recover for the next 2 days, so I'm ready to lift heavy on the squats come Monday. But I did end up going up to 60 pounds on this final third set. And yeah, I'd give it like a RPE 5 out of 10. It was pretty easy. I could have gone up. Next time I probably will. Though next time, I don't know. I might do a different exercise. This third exercise on the upper body days are kind of up in the air. I usually just randomly pick an exercise that I want to do that day. Not gonna lie. Within reason, right? It's definitely gonna work out the muscles that I want to work out and target, but it's really up in the air on what exercise I'm going to use. Whatever I'm feeling that day, and I was feeling this. So again, never really do it this way. So this was fun. Something new and novel. And here we go on the right side. If you haven't noticed, so my rep range has changed. So the first rep range was 10 for the first set, and then the second set, I upped it to 12 reps on the left arm and 10 on the right, just because I want to get a little bit of extra work done on my lagging left lat. And then on the third and final set, which is coming up here, I performed 12 reps on each side, and then did a couple extra on the left for good luck. Again, just because I want to get some extra work on that side. But that's it for the second, and on to the third. This box was a little higher than I would have liked it to be. It probably would have been better if I used a traditional bench for this exercise. It was here, so I just decided to use it. But now that I'm thinking about it, it was just kind of hard. It was a weird, awkward angle to have my hand resting against it. It just like wasn't enough to brace because it's just so high. So I'm probably going to use a bench next time. But, and believe it or not, my forearms felt pretty good up to this point. With all the pulling that I've done today, starting with the weighted pull-ups and then this, my grip was holding steady. I was feeling it a little bit, but it held pretty true. Though this was a little lighter. If I would have went up in the dumbbells, I probably would have felt it a little bit more. Then I probably had to grab my straps for those. But so far, this was good. And this is going to be 12 on each side here. And then I'll do a couple extra on the left, as you're about to see, to finish off. That's 14 reps on the left side and then 12 on the right. And then from here, we move on to where the exercise where things get dicey. And so, believe it or not, on this exercise in particular, the thing I feel the most, the muscles I feel the most are my freaking forearms, dude. It works grip so much because like you're basically white knuckling the handle, making sure that it stays put and doesn't fall on your face or the other way. And so yeah, you're just white knuckling that thing and you're just holding it so hard. And you start to see my grip fail here on this left side. And I thought it was just because of my shoulder, but I think the main reason why I'm failing a lot of the time with these reps are because of my grip strength fatigue, dude. Like, as you can see, like, it fell. And it was just, my forearms were burning, man. I felt it. But, yeah, it only gets worse from here, as you will soon see. So I started on the left side this time just to see if that would make things easier on this side. I was just testing it out to see how it felt, and it was actually easier going right from rest into the second, or into the left arm, instead of starting with my right. And what you're about to see is something I was not expecting after I finished this left side. So I get to the right, and dude, it's like, I thought, again, it was just a shoulder, but no, dude, it's grip strength. Grip strength is the reason I was failing these reps last week and definitely this week. Yeah, this is where my grip strength failed. I felt it more on these than I did on the rows, man. Like, what is this? Either way, yeah, as you can see towards the end, it just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was failing. I tried, I kept trying. I'm tenacious that way, right? Let's try again. Oh, nope, not quite. Can't count it. Not me. Let's try again. Nope. And then, yep, that's it. I was pretty annoyed at that. So I took some time off. And then, yeah, that was it. On to the third and final. My grip was gone, dude. There was nothing left for this set. But I was driven. I was determined to finish this set. It's the last exercise. I'm not going to just skip it. What am I, a savage? Anyway, Yeah, as you can see, this was a struggle, dude. And so, did the best I could. Took a break because, again, my grip, it just ain't there, man. And then I finished on this side, finally, after 10 years. And then we're back on the right side. And yeah, again, same deal. Not good. It was rough. But we got it done, baby. We got her. Eventually. It took about, realistically, how long did this take? It probably took 5 minutes. It didn't take 5 minutes. No way. Nah, maybe like 3 minutes. It probably took 3 minutes to complete this side. Probably. Yeah, I took some rest in between. Yeah, again, like my shoulders are fine. Like totally. Like my shoulders are not even a little bit fatigued from this. It was just the damn grip, man. It's crazy. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with this or just like stop it entirely because quite frankly, if my grip is like the determining factor for this work, for this exercise, I feel like I should just lift heavier with like a dumbbell or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And that's a wrap. That was a good way to end the week. Nice upper body pump. Dude, my arms got pumped up more than anything. Dude, on those pull-ups, the weighted pull-ups, when you go like slow motion all the way up, yeah, you get such an arm pump. My biceps were, well, pumped. They were, man. It was nice. It was nice to see. Though I gotta be careful because I don't know if I want my arms to get any bigger because it's hard to get into like a rack position underneath a clean that way. So I don't really know if I want to do that yet. I don't train arms for that reason. So I don't know. I want big arms, but I don't want big arms at the same time. It's like I might hold off a little bit. Like, dude, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just maybe I just respond well to training, but I don't like do any isolated arm movements, and my arms are kind of big, so I don't know. Like I do Olympic lifting. I've done Olympic lifting for like 5 years now, and like hardly any hypertrophy training like at all, and my arms just get bigger. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a hyper responder. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I've always been a hyper responder. Like, I went from like 80 pounds, 8th grade, to freshman year, at the end of my freshman year, 150 pounds. Now, I was also going through a growth spurt too, right? So, obviously that's not all muscle because that'd be ridiculous, stupid. But, I was way bigger at the end of my freshman year versus the beginning of it. So I think I've always been like a hyper responder, which kind of makes me wonder what it would have been like if I hopped on the gear, which I'm still young, obviously. I still could, but I'm not. Like, no, I'm not doing that ever. Yeah, dude, like that's what sucks about it. You know, like there's a lot of people that are dying in their 30s because of it, and it's unfortunate. I understand why they do it. I do. I totally get it. Like, I've been there and I wanted to do it, and when you're competing at the highest level in bodybuilding and stuff like that, you have to use it, and it's addicting, man. The whole bodybuilding progress, just progress itself is addicting, and the journey. But it makes me wonder, because like I enjoy the journey, right? Like, I'm addicted to progress, I am. But maybe I'm just different. I don't think I am, though. Like, I'm a dipshit. You know? Like, I'm not any different than anybody else. That's for damn sure. If anything, I'm worse off. But, I don't know, man. I enjoy the journey, and I think that's something that... you know what? I never always was like that, though. Nah. I always wanted like the end goal, but always was annoyed at the process. Especially when it came to losing weight. Like, I would always be so incredibly impatient. And in my younger years, when I first started cutting for the first time, you have all these like false expectations on how easy it is or how hard it actually is when you're trying to cut weight, burn the fat off. And it's very easy when you're feeling like shit to lose patience because there comes a point in time where you lose so much weight. I mean, it is true, like, the better you look, the worse you feel, right? Like, to a degree, like, 8% and down, 8% and below, like, you're feeling pretty rough. I mean, like, really rough. You feel like you're in, like, hell on earth with how you feel. You're hungry. Your body's constantly telling you to eat. You're starving. And, yeah, it's just hell. So, it's rough, man. But that journey in the beginning for me, yeah, it just sucked. And I think I cut myself short just because of impatience. And it's like, I've grown to enjoy the journey. It's like, you need something to strive for, like a goal. And then once you have that goal, then, like, it's easier to enjoy the journey. Because, like, if you don't have a goal and you're kind of just living, it's like, oh, well, okay, I guess I'm just gonna coast or just live in the moment, not really do much. And, like, man, like, to me, that's like, to me, not having a goal and not having something to strive for was the foundation of my anxiety. Like, that's where my anxiety came from. We need something to strive for, and we need a goal to shoot for. And then it's almost like a video game, right? As a gamer, I've been playing, well, I haven't played it in a while, but I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And what that game does very well is explains in, like, a shorter amount of time, like, the journey, right? Going from nothing to being, like, hard. You start off the game with, like, nothing. And then you finish the game, like, on top of the world, like, you're super strong and powerful. And the entire game is one journey from nothing to something. And I feel like that encapsulates what we all need in life, is the journey, something to strive for, going from nothing to something. And what the game does so well is, you know where you're going. You want to be, like, the strongest knight in the realm, right? You want to be able to, in the beginning of the game, you struggle fighting one man, and by the end of the game, you're fighting off hordes all at once of knights, and you're just the best. You're the strongest. And that entire time, that entire journey, you're like, okay, I'm taking steps towards being better, being stronger. And that's life, man. But the thing about that video game is, once you're the strongest, that's it. Like, you're done. You've done everything you could. At that point, it's like, oh, okay, well, there's nothing more to strive for anymore. And then the game quits being as fun as it used to be, because you're no longer striving for something, because you've already achieved everything you can in the game. What's great about the game of life is there's no upper limit. You can just keep going until you die. Like, there's always going to be something to strive for. And that's something that I've just recently, in my, like, previous 3 years, really started to understand, is that the key to having an enjoyable life is having something to strive for and getting better and better and getting closer and closer towards that goal every single day working towards it. It's easy in video games because, like, there's, like, literally a prompt that comes up saying your stat increased or your level increased, right? You don't really have that in everyday life. I mean, you can kind of symbolize it. You can, like, kind of create it. You know, you can put in your notes, like, objectives that you want to do, and then, like, have experience points and have, like, a leveling system. Like, you can technically do that with life, and makes it kind of fun. I did it for a little while, but at the end of the day, as long as you're, like, constantly daily doing, like, activities that are going to get you closer to your goal and get you stronger. Of course, it's going to happen over a longer period of time than, like, a video game. A video game is, like, the same thing, the same journey, just shortened by, like, 1,000%. But it's the same thing in life, but it's just going to take a hell of a lot longer, right, to get stronger, to get better. But what do you do in video games when you want, in Kingdom Come Deliverance, like, if you want to be a stronger fighter, you fight more. That's literally what you do in real life too. Like, if you want to be a stronger, like, fighter in the UFC or something, you fight more. You do the drills, right? You do them every day repetitively, and you get better, right? You do the things. When you want to get bigger in the gym, you go to the gym. You do things that lead to that outcome. And then I like to think of it this way, like, every training session that you do, that you complete, that you give your complete effort in, I always like to think of like your stats increasing after that session. Every session. Whether it's like strength, endurance, confidence, discipline, like there's so many different skills, dude, that you're working on every single time you go to the gym. There's so much that you're not seeing underneath the surface when you're training or doing something hard in life, that like you just gotta trust it, man. You just gotta trust the process, and you're developing skills that you don't even know you're developing. It's almost like in Kingdom Come Deliverance, where like you're training, you're fighting with the sword, but at the same time you're not just getting better in sword play, but you're getting stronger. Your strength stats increasing too, and you weren't trying to increase your strength stat, but you were. Same thing with like daily life. When you're in the gym, you're not only improving strength, but you're improving your discipline stat. You're improving everything, man. Like there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, like so many skills that you're developing, that you just gotta trust the process. Because in real life, it's harder to see those stat increases, the fruits of those stat increases. You just gotta trust it, man. Yeah, like life is totally like a video game. It literally is. We need something to strive for, and then we need to enjoy the journey, be on that journey, and do the things that we need to do to increase our stats and to get that outcome that we want. But the best part about life is that there is no upper limit, like there is in a video game. When you beat the game, you beat the game, but there's no beating the game of life. There's just improving and getting closer and closer to that perfection. There's no upper limit. So it's fantastic. I love it. So I hope that analogy helps you. It helped me. But then again, I'm a gamer too, so I can understand that analogy a heck of a lot more than someone who might not be a gamer. So for those of you who aren't gamers, I'm sorry. But it's a very incredible, helpful analogy. But yeah, I'm gonna get home. It's Lent still, obviously, week 5, so it is Friday. I cannot eat meat today, so that's going to be interesting. I just got a bunch of protein powder at Aldi. I'm gonna mess around with that and see what I can make to get my protein up today. But on that note, I will be with you tomorrow and Sunday, probably for some verse readings. I don't really know what I'll give you guys yet, but I'll figure it out. But next training vlog will be Monday. It'll be at lower body, and I'm looking to progress my squat. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see how that session goes. But until next time, stay strong, keep kicking ass. I'll see you later. Peace and God bless.